Hello, everyone. Welcome to the power of sound healing and sound vibration. We're discussing frequency wellness today. And for those of you that may or may not have heard of frequency wellness, I'm going to invite you to write into the comments, what do you feel or what do you know about frequency wellness? What is frequency wellness? What is sound healing? What is sound vibration? If we've never met, my name is Cindy Huston, and I'm the founder of Yoga Body Elements Frequency Wellness Center located in the city of Chicago in North America. I've had the pleasure and the honor of serving thousands of people around the world, both in person and virtually, for well over 30 years in a variety of practice and wellness, dance, yoga, massage, energy work, cacao ceremonies, Native American traditions, and wellness coaching to help people have breakthroughs, to reclaim their health, their wellness, and to come back to who they truly are and who they want to be. And so today I am sharing one of the things that we offer here, one of the services we offer here at the Frequency Wellness Center. And I've also been able to serve people distance-wise in distance sessions is frequency wellness. So I did show you the tinctures in the beginning, the bells. So our days are constantly surrounded by sounds and vibrations, and sound can feel healing and sound can feel very chaotic. So you might notice when you go into certain environments, do you feel very relaxed? Do you feel when you go into certain environments chaotic or a lot of anxiety, anxious energy? That might be due to excess noise, overstimulation, or even stress of the environment. And now, more than ever, people are looking for ways that reduce the stress, that bring that sense of calm, and also give you permission to slow down and connect your nervous system, or at least help regulate your nervous system, so you can connect to what some feel to be inner peace. And that can be a very powerful tool. And these are some of the most ancient practices. So here, I have a singing bowl. And so some people have said that these sound vibrations or these sound frequencies are also healing. And so some of you watching this video, you may have experienced a sound bath wherever you are. You might have experienced gongs, and you might have experienced it for entertainment. You might have experienced it for wellness, for your own well-being. And you may notice that different tones, different frequencies, say you're at a sound bath, or maybe you're at a club listening to your favorite DJ, or maybe you're at a concert listening to your favorite music or musician. Just noticing how these different sounds and these frequencies impact you. So I'm going to invite you to, some of you may have already commented in the chat, and some of you may have never experienced a sound bath or frequency wellness before, and some of you have. But if I was to say the word frequency wellness, what would come to mind for you? For frequency wellness, what thoughts come to mind? What emotions come to mind when you think of frequency wellness? What environments? And how are you in? What feels like a frequency well environment for you? And how does the words or the sounds or the thought of frequency wellness, what does that do to your physical body? And this is a practice for us to become more aware of our environments, how our environments impact us, even the subtle shifts in the environment, right? A certain sound, a certain vibration. So where do vibrations come from? Well, everything on this planet is energy. Human, physical objects, and everything that has energy has a vibration. And so everything around us impacts us, whether we're conscious or not, whether we're consciously interacting with it or not. And so one thing that works about sound healing is it brings us back to that regulated space. Some people will describe it as to the 0 point, where it influences our nervous system to regulate. Some will call it the parasympathetic system. And it gives us a space, it gives us an environment for our bodies to regulate. And so there's certain sounds and tones that have been used for thousands of years to calm the nervous system. So maybe there's something in your own life that you can check in with, and you know, if I go in that environment, I instantly feel a sense of peace, a sense of calm. Or if I listen to that sound, I instantly feel a sense of ease, a sense of calm, and all the stress and anxiety just goes away. Some may call those healing frequencies. So if you're just joining, my name is Cindy Huston. I'm the founder of Yoga Body Elements Frequency Wellness Center and also Uptown Wellness Festival Chicago, located in Chicago, Illinois, in North America. And I've had the pleasure and honor of serving thousands of people at this point, well over 30 years, with their wellness practices through dance. We're talking about sound healing, chanting, meditation, yoga, massage, cacao ceremonies, energy work, both in person and around the globe. And so today we're talking about frequencies and how do our environments, how do what we listen to, how do we surround ourselves create stress, create anxiety, or create peace and create calm. And encouraging through frequency wellness for you to slow down, to look around your environment, maybe invite in a little more intention on, what's working, what's not working in your life, and what in your life do you have control of and what do you not, and how can you make these subtle shifts to be living a more frequency well life through vibration, sounds, environment. So an experience that has become very popular all around the world right now is sound baths. And some of you watching this video have likely experienced a sound bath or heard of a sound bath or have experienced a session or been around gongs or quartz crystal bowls, listen to harmonium, chants, mantras. And you may find in these environments, most often you feel a sense of peace, you feel a sense of relaxation. Your physical body feels like it doesn't have to exude a lot of effort or protect. And what happens in these sound baths are layers of frequencies, layers of sounds, and a lot of these instruments used in a sound bath have been played for thousands and thousands of years all around the world by multiple cultures. And through these patternings of sounds and these frequencies, the body responds. Some will talk about the energy centers or the chakras coming into balance, right, which is most commonly talked about, the 7 energy centers that run through the center line of the body. However, there are more than 7 chakras in the body. And through these sound baths, people have reported after, whether they're attending them weekly or monthly or a few times a year, many people have reported feeling a reduction of stress, both all physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And that they find a way to regulate their nervous system, and some will call it coming back to that 0 point, where anxiety and depression, any of that in between, it becomes neutralized. Some people report improved sleep, quality of sleep. Some will say that they've had an emotional release during a sound bath, that through the sounds and the frequencies, maybe there was a stuck emotion or a space they just didn't feel like they were able to express fully, and in that sound bath they're able to just let go. Also through sound baths, people have reported to have more mental clarity, that when they leave the sound bath, their thoughts are more clear, or they just feel, maybe they showed up to the sound bath and with racing thoughts or multiple thoughts, and there aren't as many there. Maybe they get more clear on what's important to them right then in that moment or in that time in life. So the wonderful thing, the most beautiful thing about a sound bath is you don't have to do anything but show up and receive. Check in that you're breathing and be open to receive. So those of you that are just joining right now, my name is Cindy Huston. I'm the founder of Yoga Body Elements Frequency Wellness Center, and this wellness center has been located in the city of Chicago for 11 years, more actually, but specifically 11 years in the Uptown neighborhood. And I've had the honor and privilege to serve people from around the world, both in person and virtually, with a variety of wellness practices such as yoga, massage, energy work, frequency wellness, coaching, cacao ceremonies, chanting yogic mantras, Native American traditions, sweats and prayer ties, and so much more. And it's my honor and pleasure to be with you today and share one of the practices that we share a lot of here at the Frequency Wellness Center in Chicago, which is sound baths, and also our frequency wellness technologies. And if you're curious about the frequency wellness technologies, you can scroll to the video that was done earlier this week, a few days ago, to learn about that. So the next topic about frequency wellness is, how does sound baths and sound healing impact our emotional state? So the type of music that we're listening to. In the practices that I've been trained in, it's important to experience all of the emotions, that we don't always want to be in joy all the time. We don't always want to be in anger all the time. We don't always want to be in sadness all the time. But the practice is, though, to express it and not get stuck in one motion, to allow the emotions to cycle. And this comes a lot with different Ayurvedic practices, and also TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, with the 5 element system. And so through different types of music, you will often feel different emotions, right? You might listen to some rock or heavy metal music to really get the energy up, and maybe that helps you express some anger or any energy that feels stuck, to move it. There also might be a song that there's a song that brings back a memory, that brings back an emotion. Maybe it's joy, maybe it's sadness. Maybe it reminds you about a time that you felt a lot of joy. And sometimes music, sound, can allow us to express in a way that there aren't sometimes words to express, but you just hear something, you feel something, and sometimes that is enough. So going back to the quality of music, there can be music that you feel really relaxed and peaceful. Maybe that's listening to nature sounds. Maybe that's going to the symphony. And then there's music that you want to dance to. So maybe there's your favorite DJ that you like to listen to, or there's a certain genre that really gets you excited and your body just wants to start moving. These are all vibrations. These are all sound healings, allowing us to move energy. And so it's really important to be intentional about where we are putting ourselves and to connect to those emotions. Because sometimes it's okay to feel those emotions of sad and anger. And sometimes, where is this coming from? And it's important to check your environment. Where might that energy be coming from? So ask yourself, what type of music calms your nervous system? What type of music that might calm you might really excite someone and might really anger another person. So checking in, what sound, what vibration calms you. And also be aware of the sounds that create tension, and just reclaiming your power and choosing, do you want to be around those vibrations? Is that supporting you? Can you create something new to bring in the vibrations or the sounds that work for you? So this goes into the practice of mindful listening, and then also how what you're listening to is impacting you physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And so it can be nice to create a morning routine with sound. I know for myself, I like to be listening to different frequencies, different mantras, and oftentimes I'll just scroll on an app on my phone, and sometimes I'll search for the frequency that I want to listen to, and oftentimes what shows up my phone is exactly what's supportive for that day. So this can be a great practice to connect to music as you're rising into the day and also as you're slowing down your day, preparing for sleep. How do you want to feel as you step into your day? How do you want to feel as you're stepping into your rest? So vibrational awareness is very real, specifically through sound and how it is impacting you, and being very aware, is it supporting how you're wanting to show up that day, how you're wanting to be around people that day. And what's great about being able to play music through our phones, most of us have our phones with us, is you can shift the mood in any moment. Find a frequency that you want to be at, listen to a few moments, and allow that energy to shift. So going back to what environments are you spending time in? And in those environments, what types of conversations are you having in those environments? So we might be in an extremely peaceful environment, but there might be certain conversations that you have with your coworkers, maybe it's your clients, that maybe don't match the environment that you're wanting. Are you constantly consuming different types of media? And is that media what you're wanting to be having in the space? Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? Is it supporting you? And sometimes the best thing to do with frequency wellness or vibration is to eliminate. Am I listening to maybe I need to bring more silence. Maybe I need to bring more stillness into my day. Or, if the silence and stillness is bringing up a lot, maybe it is. Let's find a vibration. Let's find a frequency that you're wanting to bring in. And checking in. Is it overstimulating? Maybe you're feeling your energy's low and you want to feel more stimulants. Maybe you're feeling like overstimulated, a lot of energy, a lot of things going on, and you're wanting to calm. So some ways to connect to sound that aren't so much outside of the body or needing to be created is you can walk into nature. There are plenty of nature sounds, and oftentimes the body will regulate with nature sounds. You can also listen to the sound of your breath, right? Inhaling, exhaling, and getting familiar with that sound. Sometimes giving time to listen to the own sounds our body creates can be restorative. And so through these practices of discovering different types of frequency wellness, vibration, or even exploring sound baths or attending sound bath or even a mantra session, it's not about perfection, but really just giving your body a chance to experience different sounds and really giving yourself time to notice, how is my body responding in that environment or to that sound? Is it supporting what I'm wanting in my day and my life? So another great option to do with frequency wellness is to create a calm space in your work environment and to also create a calm space in your home. Our environments influence us greatly, and for some of us, getting into a new environment may not be an option right now. So, how can you create a peaceful existence in the environment you're in? And there are some simple things that you can do to shift the frequency to create frequency wellness in your environment, whether that's your home, your work, maybe your home is where you also work. So a suggestion, as I mentioned before, something I do is I listen to different frequencies. So in your home or your work environment, it doesn't have to be loud, but can you have a subtle hum of a music or a frequency of what you're wanting to match that day. And again, it doesn't have to be loud. No one even around you needs to know that the frequency is going, but can it support you? Another practice is lighting candles or listening to soft music. Again, that humming of the frequency or creating that environment. If you're not able to light a candle where you are, maybe you bring an electric candle or you get a nice lamp. Also, reducing clutter can also help connect to that vibration or that frequency that you're wanting to match, can bring a sense of well-being. Or giving yourself time to practice a practice in your home, in your work environment. As I mentioned on a previous video, sometimes we have to schedule it in our calendar like we would schedule an appointment, right? So if you're feeling if you're in an environment that maybe has a lot of clutter or is very loud, can you schedule a time, or when you're feeling that feeling, maybe you give yourself 3 breaths. Maybe if you're able to listen to music, you can turn on a frequency that supports you and allow your body to regulate for a few minutes. So tapping into frequency wellness, tapping into a different vibration doesn't have to take a lot of effort. It's really just acknowledging what you're feeling, reclaiming your power, and choosing something different in that moment. And maybe some of the examples that I shared on this video will be helpful and beneficial to you, and you can start bringing them into your day slowly. And to be gentle with yourself, that these shifts don't have to be drastic. And some of the biggest transformation happens with these subtle shifts or these small practices and just awareness of how environments are feeling and what you can do to shift it, to bring it into that frequency wellness for you. So I'm inviting you to allow sound to be more than entertainment, something that you go outside or you go to attend to. And how can you start creating those environments through frequency wellness, sound vibration, sound bath, sound healing, maybe mantras in your own environment, whether it's learning mantras or listening to them, or learning how to play a singing bowl or tingsha's, or listening to them. And through this awareness, finding those tones, finding those sounds that regulate you so you can stay in balance and at ease, not going into dis-ease, staying in ease so you can continue to show up regularly how you're wanting to show up for yourself and others in the world. So what we listen to truly impacts our energy. So I'm going to invite you for the next 7 days to really tune in and check in how in the environments, what you're listening to, the conversations you're in are impacting you, and how can you possibly choose differently. Again, my name is Cindy Huston. I'm the founder of Yoga Body Elements Frequency Wellness Center. The physical location has been in the city of Chicago in North America for well over 11 years. And it is my pleasure and honor for the over 30 years to serve many individuals around the globe, both in person and virtually, with dance, yoga, massage, energy work, cacao ceremonies, frequency wellness, coaching, and many other practices. And it would be my pleasure and my honor to support you in any way through wellness. I will add some links to this video so you can find me. I'll include the Soundbath link. I'll also include the Restorative Yoga Teacher Training link, and I'll also include the session link. So if you'd like to schedule a session and do some of this work with me, whether you're in Chicago or you're going to be visiting Chicago, but I also work globally. And if you find what I've shared on this video today helpful and beneficial, and you know someone that's wanting to shift their environment or not able to, or surrounded by conversations and they're not sure how to make that shift, please send this video with them, and I'd be happy to schedule a conversation with them. Until the next video, I hope you have a great day. I hope you enjoy the next 7 days exploring frequency wellness for yourself and what does that mean to you. And I look forward to seeing you very soon. Bye for now.